Sup people, Red Vince here. So while browsing the internet one day, I happened to stumble across this thing called the Geek Quiz.
Well, actually the official name is the Epic Quiz of Geekiness. But nevertheless.
Since I do consider myself a fanboy, depending on which franchise we're talking about of course, I figured, what the heck, I'll give it a whirl, and might as well make a video out of it while I'm at it. So without further ado, let's begin.
Water, earth, fire, air, or non-bender?
Good question. Actually, I consider myself to be a combination of all four elements.
So I guess that makes me the Avatar.
Well, anyway, I say this because I've taken a number of these which element are you quizzes, and I swear I get a different answer every single time.
However, the answer I get the most often is water, so we'll just go with that. Which Hogwarts house are you? Slytherin, all the way.
This is another subject I've taken multiple quizzes about.
For those who might not have noticed, websites like BuzzFeed have a lot of what kind of thing from this franchise are you quizzes, and I've taken my fair share of them.
The Hogwarts houses seem to be a very popular topic, and for good reason. I mean, it's Harry Potter for crying out loud. And I've gotten Slytherin every time I take one.
Even Pottermore put me in Slytherin, and I embrace it proudly. Slytherin will help you on the way to greatness. Red, green, blue, or purple lightsaber?
What's the difference? Okay, let me make one thing clear.
I'm only a fanboy for certain fandoms, like Harry Potter and Avatar The Last Airbender. Others, like Star Trek and Star Wars, not so much.
It's not that I don't like them, I'm just not familiar with them.
In the case of Star Wars, I saw parts of the originals as a kid, but never got around to watching them in their entirety. I have seen the prequels, and yeah, they suck. So again, I'm not saying I don't like Star Wars. I've just never seen it in its entirety. Nor have I ever been particularly interested in doing so. And the same might apply to some of the other subjects mentioned in this quiz.
So with that said, I have no idea what the difference is between lightsaber colors.
But to answer the question, I'll say red, because it's my favorite color. What does that say about me? I don't know, but it is what it is. Which superhero would you be? Honestly, it's a three-way tie between Spider-Man, because he's the superhero I grew up with the most, Iron Man, because we both have a cynical and smart-ass personality.
Anyone who knows me in real life can confirm this.
And Ghost Rider, because just look at him, he's a freaking badass. Lord of the Rings race? Dwarves. No particular reason, just because. Vampire or werewolf? Definitely werewolves. Why? Because vampires just have too many weaknesses.
First of all, let me just make it clear that I'm talking about the classic original version of these monsters. None of this Twilight bullshit or any of these new incarnations.
Werewolves have one weakness. Silver. And I think Wolfsbane. I can't remember if that kills them or cures them. Regardless, vampires' weaknesses include sunlight, garlic, a cross, a stake through the heart, holy water, the list goes on. So yeah, Team Werewolves. What type of Pokemon would you train? Well, my favorite Pokemon of all time is Charizard, so I'm gonna choose fire types. Oh yeah. Rogue, Ranger, Mage, Fighter, Cleric, or Paladin?
I have no idea what I was just asked. Is this a Dungeons and Dragons question? Something that I've never played before? Well, I guess I'll choose Rogue because it sounds kinda cool and anti-hero-ish. I always said if I had to choose between being a hero and a villain, I would choose an anti-hero. Simply because it's the best of both worlds.
Jedi or Sith?
Didn't we already have a Star Wars question? Well, anyway, like I said, Star Wars is one of those franchises I'm not really familiar with.
But I do know that the Jedis are the good guys, and the Siths are the bad guys. So with that said, I choose...
Neither. Like I just said, I choose the life of an anti-hero. So whatever the Star Wars term for that is, that's me.
Triforce of power, wisdom, or courage? Well, I have to admit that power is very tempting, but I'm going to go with courage. Can't go wrong with courage. Which Millennium item would you wield?
Oh, that's a good one. Well, let's just go through these.
First, there's the Millennium Scale, which I don't remember the show ever establishing what this even does, so not that. Then there's the main item of the show, the Millennium Puzzle. Now, unless I missed something, this item doesn't really do anything except hold the Pharaoh's spirit. Which, yeah, that's pretty cool, but I'd rather not be possessed by a spirit, good or evil, so no. And while we're on the subject of being possessed by spirits, that means the Millennium Ring is also out. Granted, the ability to find anything you want is pretty handy, but if I don't want to be possessed by a good spirit, why the hell would I want to be possessed by an evil one? You also got the Millennium Eye, which lets you read a person's mind, the Millennium Key, which lets you enter a person's mind, the Millennium Rod, which lets you control a person's mind. Starting to notice a theme here? And while all those would come in handy, I'm going to have to go with the final item, the Millennium Necklace, which lets you see into the past and future. I have to admit, it's pretty comforting to know the future and never be surprised by it. Who is your favorite horror movie killer? Jason Voorhees, without a doubt. However, I will give an honorable mention to my second favorite, Freddy Krueger.
And that concludes the Geek Quiz. How would you answer these questions? Feel free to leave your answers in the comments section below. And if you like this video, hit those like and subscribe buttons. Unless you already subscribed to me, in which case hitting the subscribe buttons would unsubscribe you. Don't do that. Until next time, this is Red Vince signing out.